To me, the richest man in Babylon is unlike a difficult math textbook or a complicated treasure map. It's more like a friendly, white-haired grandpa who lives next door. On a lovely afternoon, he makes a pot of tea, asks you to sit down, and starts telling you stories about his friends from when he was young. In these stories, there are bricklayers, musicians, and ordinary office workers. Just like you and me, none of them were born with a lot of money. The grandpa's goal isn't to scare you or show off how amazing he is. He just wants to share the real experiences of his old friends to teach you some simple methods he has seen and lived by. Methods for making life better. So, reading this book doesn't feel like a lesson. It feels like you're listening to someone share their life experiences. It doesn't teach you how to magically pull money out of thin air. Instead, it shows you how to patiently and step by step make your wallet healthier, kind of like growing a small tree. It's more like a toolbox with a few of the most basic essential tools inside, not a complex machine you wouldn't even know how to operate. Out of all the stories, the one I remember most vividly is about a scribe named Arkad. At first, he was just like everyone else. His salary wasn't much, and he always spent it all. The book describes a very specific scene. One day, he meets a wealthy man. The moneylender doesn't just give him money. He gives him a challenge. He asks, "Do you want to become wealthy?" Then from now on, no matter how much you earn, you must first save 1/10 of it and never touch it. Why is this scene so important? Because for Arkad at that time, it seemed incredibly difficult. He probably thought, my money is already not enough. How can I possibly save 1/10? Won't my life get even harder? The book really captures his struggle. But in the end, he decides to give it a try. That moment was like someone deciding to go for a run for the first time. It feels exhausting, you're out of breath, but he didn't stop. Arkad stuck with it, and something amazing happened. Once he forced himself to save that first 1/10, he found that he could actually manage to live on the remaining 9/10. He didn't starve as he had imagined. In fact, he started to plan his expenses more carefully. This small decision changed everything. It was like tipping over the first domino, because he had this untouchable money. Arkad later had the opportunity to learn how to make his money work for him, like lending it to reliable people to earn interest. If he had given up at the beginning, thinking it was impossible, then none of the later stories would have happened. This scene taught me that the first secret to becoming wealthy isn't about earning a huge fortune. It's about learning to think and act like a wealthy person even when you not one yet hand. That is, pay yourself first. You pay the baker for bread. You pay the tailor for clothes. So why not pay a little to your future self first? From Arkad's story, I learned the most important lesson of all. Make your money work for you. What does that mean? Well, every day we get up and go to school or work. We are working, trading our time and effort for pay. The same principle applies to the money in our pockets. It shouldn't always be sleeping. If you just leave it in a piggy bank or your wallet, it's being lazy. What we need to do is find a safe job for our money so it can go out and earn more money too. For example, when you deposit it in a bank, the bank gives you a little interest. That's the wage your money earned from its job, or you could use it to learn a new skill that will help you earn more in the future. That's also an investment. Why is this so important? Because if we don't understand this principle, our lives will be like a constantly leaking bucket. We keep pouring water in by earning money, but it's always leaking out through spending and inflation. We get tired, always needing to work just to maintain our lifestyle. But if you understand the principle of making money work for you, you start to repair that bucket and even find ways for the bucket to generate new water on its own. This isn't about being greedy. It's about being responsible and planning for your future. It's as natural as knowing winter is coming and preparing warm clothes in advance. The principles sound simple, so how can we start applying them? Here are 3 small things you can try starting today. First small thing. Start your Pay Yourself First plan. This is the most fundamental first step, like learning to stand steady before you can walk. First, find an empty bottle or box and label it your future self-savings jar. Next, the very next time you get an allowance, a reward, or any small income, say you get $10 before you spend a single cent. Take out $1, 1/10, and put it in that jar. Tell yourself, this is for my future self, and it's not to be touched, then. Go ahead and use the remaining $9 to manage your life. For example, when you get a gift of money, put 1/10 into your special savings jar right away. You'll discover that saving first and spending later isn't as scary as you thought. And as you watch the jar get heavier, you'll feel a sense of security and pride, knowing you're taking care of your future self. If a 10th feels too hard at first, start with a 20th, like 50 cents out of $10. The most important thing is to build the habit of paying yourself first. Second small thing, find a job for your money. Once your future self-savings jar has some weight to it, say after a few months of saving, it's time to put that money to work. First, talk to your parents and ask them to take you to a bank. Open your own savings account and deposit the money from your jar. Ask the bank staff what benefits come with saving that money, like interest. As you look at the numbers in your passbook, imagine them working for you at the bank, earning their own little wages. Or you could play a family bank game. Lend the money to your mum for groceries, and agree that she'll pay you back a little extra after a week. This helps you experience the feeling of money earning more money. The benefit is you'll truly feel that money isn't just a static thing. You'll start thinking about how to manage it wisely, which is a great way to practice responsibility and planning. Always do this with the help and guidance of an adult. The goal isn't to make a lot of money, but to learn and build the right mindset. Third small thing, become a smart spending detective. The book says we need to distinguish between necessary expenses and wants. We can practice this. Before you buy something, stop and ask yourself 3 questions. If I don't have this, can I not learn or live right now? Is this necessary? Do I just want this because it looks cool, is fun, or because someone else has it? Is this a want? Is there a cheaper option that achieves the same purpose? Then make your decision based on your answers. If it's a necessity, buy it. If it's a want, you can tell yourself, I'll reward myself with this after I achieve a goal, or just save the money instead. For instance, at a convenience store, you're thirsty and need a drink. Water is a necessity, but that fancy soda is probably a want. Choose the water and save the difference. You'll reduce a lot of impulse buys and stop collecting things you never use. You'll feel more in control of your money rather than being led by ads and impulses. You don't have to be too strict with yourself. It's okay to indulge a want occasionally. That's part of the fun of life. The detective's job is to help you understand the situation, not take away all your joy. So you see, the secrets of the wealthy aren't mysterious at all. They're like learning to ride a bike. Takes a bit of courage to start, and then constant practice. This ancient book is like an old friend reminding us of timeless good habits. But let's start today with the very first dollar we have and practice being a good master of our own small fortunes. Are you ready to become friends with your future self? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow for more.